Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday morning's messages of love from above. Hope everyone had an amazing week, and I'm excited to see what Spirit brings through today. Just get my desktop all set up here, and we will get started momentarily. If you are new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, first of all. Thank you for being here. We have got a great group of people, huge hearts, huge senses of humor. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to know how anything works on the channel and for the readings, just check the description box of the video. I do honor um, donations as an energy exchange. I do prioritize readings. So, we will, prioritize those and go deeper into those. Hey, good morning, Spring. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right, let me just finish getting this set up here. And then also, I come on a little early just to make sure that I have time here to tell everyone just everything that I offer and everything that's available, because not everyone always knows all that. So every Monday, we do have a Moon Day Monday video that comes out, and Happy Cancer Moon. We're in the moon is in the sign of Cancer. We go through a different sign in the moon every 2 to 3 days because we go through the entire zodiac, like 28, 29 days for the moon. That impacts our emotions. So understanding our emotional waves and what we're riding throughout the week, it's like a forecast, a weather forecast. It's like an emotional forecast. How am I going to be impacted this week? What's the environment going to be like? And it helps us make choices and be aware of how we can use that energy for the best there. And then on Tuesdays, I have a Take 10 with Zen. Usually it's a video 10 minutes or less. Sometimes Spirit yaps a little long, but it's all good information, right? But it's all about how to connect with Spirit, how to connect to ourselves, and uh, where I answer questions from my subscribers. And this week's was about the good day and how we can transform our day by looking at what is our definition of good. So it was really interesting. And then every Wednesday is like, What's Up Wednesdays, where Spirit provides a pick a card, then kind of changing them up. Um, so, like when we have a new moon or a full moon, those weeks we really dive into what those energies are, how we can make the most of those energies, and there's pick a cards around those. And then the one of the other weeks is when we change the sun sign because it goes into a different sign every month, of course. And then we have a pick a card with that. And then on the fourth week, we have are going to have these meditations, and this was the first one. Really excited about it. We visit the Egyptian pyramids. So we in a meditation, we ground ourselves. We go over to Egypt. We go into a pyramid, and we experience some connections and some information. So be sure to check that out. I'm really excited about those. And if you want a meditation, there's a nice meditation at the beginning, which we do. So enjoy that, and all these are free. And then we also have a monthly drawing each month, and if you missed the winner announcement, just check, there's a playlist listed in the description box of the video, and you can go see actually this video, in this video that I linked here is where I make the announcement of the winners, and then I talk about what's going to be given away for October. And there are 3 ways to win in 3 different drawings, so you can check those out. And lastly, I know that's why I come on early, blah, blah, blah. I have 50% off for the rest of 2023 on my pre-recorded personal readings, which is where you send me questions. I record a video, I upload it to a special link that only you can access on YouTube. So, and those are all on sale. All the pricing is down below. Like a 15-minute readings, $5. So you can check all that out if you're interested. Also, Hedges of Peace and Love and my Wish Upon a Star Astro readings. All of those are half off until the end of the year because I wanted to give back more and I love you guys. So check all that out. All right. So that is about it. I'm going to be on for about 2 hours. At 12:55 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be heading off to my praying mantis member session. And if you're interested in that, that's $7.99 a month, and you get access to that special free readings that I do for my members, which are after every single one of these. And on Thursday nights, we have a special Q&A from 6 to 8 p.m. Mountain Time, where we ask questions of spirit. I answer questions about myself. We pull a bunch of different readings, past life readings, oracle readings, all that kind of stuff. And if that's not it, wait, there's more. uh, Also, you get advanced access to the following week's Moon Day, Monday, Take 10 with Zen Tuesdays, and the pick a card. So all that information down below in the description box. So that is it. Yay, right? Okay, so we'll get started here. I am going to be using, I've got a couple decks here. I got a beautiful deck, um, the Dream Raven Tarot. See if you can see that. There we go, a little better, which was a gift from one of my Praying Mantis members, Julia. So thank you, Julia. I've been using those and I love them. And then I'm going to use this round original tarot. I'm going to start off using those. Those are, they're just great cards. I love them. All right. Hey, Shrishin. So I do have a few donations, so we're going to jump into those first. And so Supernova, hello, hello. And then Johanna, you'll be up after that. I don't see a question listed yet, Johanna. So if you want to pop that in there as soon as you can, because I'll be up to you after these three questions from Supernova. So thank you for your multiple donations, Supernova. Good to see you. And let's take a look. And we'll start off with, what don't you see about yourself? You are a vampire. So when you look in the mirror, you don't see a reflection. I'm just kidding. I think I was watching probably a vampire movie this week or something. Vampires on the mind. What's going on? All right, let's take a look here and see what else. All right, let's see what these are about here. All right, well, that would be unseen. Okay. All right. So you have the moon card, which is what I'm talking about. The unseen, the moon card is all about what's below the surface, what's going on there. And I don't feel like it's that maybe you don't see, like, you have thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have restricted you in the past, that have made you kind of feel cheated, that thoughts that have deceived you and kept you from being able to step forward and do things. And this is what's bubbling up, and it's okay. I feel like what they want you to know, because you do have also this temperance card, which is patience, right? And then the transformation of this energy of conflict that you have within you, that it's okay. This is a card of change, and it takes time. And I think what you don't see about yourself is kind of this duality of, uh, you're more patient than you think you are, but also you're, um, and I think you realize your stubbornness that you have. um that's funny. So that you recognize it, that you're stubborn in some things and you're more patient. Maybe um the patience and the stubbornness is what you're kind of weeding and seeing the difference between it, right? Because there could be like, well, I'm really, really patient and I'm working on things, I'm allowing things to unfold. But there's other things like I'm not changing, and the patience, there might be some things that your inner self might feel like it's too patient with, right? That you're ready for this change, and it's just about jumping off and getting into things. So I feel like there's this nudge, that your higher self is making here, because you've got these here with the strength card and with the 4 of cups. This is like the things that are boring you in the outside world, and this is being offered, and it's almost like you're pretending you don't see it in a way, and your higher self is really drawing. This is your higher self and your human self really drawing you and getting your attention, going, I'm offering this to you, I'm offering this to you. And it's it's funny because they're like, what you don't realize is um, the avoidance of something that it's you can see it in your peripherals, and you're like, I'm going to pretend it's not there. I'm going to pretend it's not there. And spirit's like, don't be afraid. Just turn to it. It's a gift, and I want to give it to you. But I almost feel like this is like the step off into the journey. It's like it's like walking out on stage. It's like right before you step out, you're like, "Oh, okay, here we go." But I feel like it's about, it's this nudge, it's this drawing out, and that there's these fears, this fear that's been holding you back in making the leap, making just step out on stage. They're like, the rest of it will take care of itself, but it's just the initiation. And I feel like that's what you don't see about yourself, because it feels like you're choosing not to see it about yourself in this moment. And it has to do with not your entire life. I feel like it just has to do with something to do with your music, something to do with you stepping out and maybe into the community, into the public to share it publicly, is kind of what I feel with that. That's what I feel like they want you to know right now. And we'll see what else comes through, because the other questions you ask will help with that too. Which the second question is current messages and advice from your spiritual guides. Let's see what they want you to know about this thing or anything else. But I feel like they want to tell you about this here. All right. So 323, if that means anything to you, 323. Got 3 on one side, 2 in the middle, and 3 on the other. It is very balanced, but let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here's the unknown thing coming out again. I put this back in the deck, and it came back out again. So, like, the unknown thing here, have the 10 of cups and the 8 of pentacles. You're not afraid about doing the work, but I almost feel like what's below the surface here, not, I don't know why I say almost, this is what spirit is telling me. The 10 of cups is joy and celebration and overfilling and fulfillment, and the 8 is about a lot of things moving forward, with putting in the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears. There could be some of this little deservedness that's below the surface here of, do I deserve this? I know I deserve to do all the work, but do I deserve the reward? Do I want things to move forward? And it's almost like, I don't keep see I'm saying almost, almost, almost. I feel like it's because you're so close to it. They're like, you're almost there. When we There's something we can do to access our subconscious, and this is great for everyone. If you draw like on a piece of paper, you draw a line down the middle and a line across, you have 4 quadrants, right? And this one, you write down, I desire this because, I fear this because, I desire not to have this because, I fear not having this because. So if you like, I want to be, I want to share my music and da 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 da, or whatever it is you're wanting to share. But it's I fear sharing it, it's because we know the desires of why we want something, right? But sometimes we not wanting it brings up some things, right? And you just write what comes to mind with it. And then I fear having that. Um, and then I fear not having that. Usually these top 2 that we fill out are what we're conscious of, right? I know why I desire it and I know why I fear not having it, but why would I fear having it and desire not to have it? These are the things that bring up this information for you. So, whatever this fear is, whatever this block is, and I feel like it does have to do with like your dream. So, I desire this dream of because blah, 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 blah. And you write down all the reasons why, but then you fear having this dream come true because really revealing stuff. And then the bottom things, like I said. So I feel like that's important for you. Yeah, because here is this lack. Here's the lack and the abundance, and it's overcoming these feelings of deservedness. The Six of Pentacles comes after this, which this is a feelings of abandonment, being left out in the cold, being left behind, the fear of not having enough. And the 10 is like abundance overflowing. It's like the 10 of cups, right? That you had, with this. Do I feel I deserve all this? This is what's coming in here. And this is what is at the center of this is this deservedness. And it has to do with subconscious things. And that the more you communicate with that subconscious child, the more it brings in here. Yeah. Yeah. Because here you have the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So just taking a step at a time, carry the water, chop the wood, do the daily things to head towards it. Allow movement of your emotion towards your dream. Allow this beginning of emotional, change. And you have the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind. And I feel like what happens when you face these fears of lack and these fears of not being good enough, not deserving, even though consciously it's like, yeah, I do. But deep in our heart, deep in our subconscious with our inner child, they're like, no, we don't. And they're the ones that keep things away. They're the ones that will go, look over there, trying to keep you distracted from looking at this gift that's being offered. You're like, what? They're like, they keep moving it, and the inner child keeps pointing away from it because they don't want you to see it because it's scary. And they're like, we don't deserve that yet. So I like that energy coming in here for you. And I feel like that's what they want you to know is just dig a little deeper in there. And then once you find that, there's this wonderful release that happens that allows these barriers that are keeping things from you to come in, because then you'll see it. You'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" And the little child's like, "Uh-oh." It's like, "Oh, come here." You can pick up your inner child and go, "Let's go open the gift." And you're like, "Oh, it's like Christmas." So I like it. All right. And then for your third question, you want to know, what do you need to know right now? So let's see what spirit wants you to know right at this moment here. Okay. Okay, what else? Okay. Yeah, all right. We got it, we got it, we got it. Okay. Yeah. So you've got this great this you got the justice card coming in here, which is the balancing of things, which is what you're doing. You're connecting more to the truths of the higher realm, balancing things out, cutting away the fears. And we're right here. We've got this Libra eclipse energy that's coming up in a solar. We've got both the solar eclipse in the Libra new moon, and then I think it's Taurus full moon, lunar eclipse 2 weeks after that. Big time here coming in of change, of putting things to bed and putting things forward. And you got all this movement. So you do have this changing of thought and allowing your passions to flow. Fastest moving night to the fastest moving. So it's time to get going. It's time. What you need to know right now is to take a step forward, and then take another step, and then another step. But don't focus on, like, I've got to get to that top of that mountain. Just focus on the very next thing, the very next thing. Because when we look at everything that we have to do in our dream in life, if we try to do it all at once, it is overwhelming because you can't take, it's like trying to make your lunch money for today last all week. You have enough for today and you take the steps for today, and you have enough energy for tomorrow, and then you have enough energy for tomorrow. But if you use today's energy and try to split it out over a week, a month, a year, it's going to be very little. And it's like it already feels exhausting and you feel the wind out of your sail. But when you just look at what's the very next thing that I can do and do that, right? I feel like this is what is coming in here. You definitely have this discovery. You got the hermit card diving into the here comes that feelings of lack, feelings of unworthiness, and the transformation. You got the two fives here, and with the five of wands and the five of pentacles, this transformation, this transforming that's coming, that comes back to the ace of cups, this feeling of filling yourself up, and with the unconditional eternal love of above that fills you up and overflows out to the world. So you definitely have this hermit's journey. Take time also just to transform those things, because those are the anchors that are holding you back. So making sure you invest the time in yourself, because that is what you're going to be sharing with everyone. And you don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. So as you work on you and transform things, then your world changes around you too, and how you perceive it and how you see it. So I really like those for you, Supernova. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donations, and have an amazing rest of your day. All right. So, Johanna Jurison, thank you for your donation, and you are up next. And then Mia, you'll be up after that. So, Johanna, hello. So, you want to know about the coffee machine deal? Such a coincidence. Were you supposed to meet him, or was it just some manifestation? All right, let's take a look here. The coffee machine deal. Okay. All right. Sorry, crunching my cough drop. Beautiful, cold fall day here in Colorado. Got nice overcast day going on. And it was nice and okay. um, it's nice and cold. I love this weather. I'm a winter baby. Okay. So underneath the surface, you have the two of cups. So this was um it was designed. It's like a faded type of energy that comes in here. And I just want to take a look here. Yeah. So this is they were and are designed to have sparked this within you, because you've got this death card and rebirth card. And so they're part of your rebirth. They're part of helping you move past something and move forward. And it does have to do here with a lot of the expectations. You got the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is all the supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be's of love, of relationship, of life, that you're tired of just trying to live up to, and this, and make all that complete, right? Who am I supposed to be? Who are they supposed to be? How are things supposed to unfold? And I feel like they kind of approach things and do things very differently, right? And we've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is understanding our need to overgive, to receive very little. And I feel like that's what they're teaching you and what you've been working on releasing. I have I think I've talked about this with you, but it's the Take 10 with Zen. Episodes 4 and 5 talk about our energy, and the Six of Pentacles specifically. I think it's episode 5, but how we have this out of balance giving and receiving, this out of balance worth, where we feel we have to give 1,000 love coins to receive one love coin back. And it's about how to balance that out. And with all this Libra energy coming in with this solar eclipse, boom, it helps us really focus on these relationships and this transformation that comes in here. But I feel like they're helping you release those and allow yourself to experience it. It's like you've been working on that, releasing and shadow work and releasing some stuff, forgiving those people from earlier in your life who didn't give back to you what you needed as a child, and you're becoming that for yourself, I feel, um, because of these cards. I'll talk about that, but I feel like you're putting it into practice. I feel like you're putting this, um, not that you're testing it, but it's like you're putting it into practice. That sounds right. It's like I've been doing all this, but now I'm open and it feels different. It feels almost weird, this interaction you have with them, because it's not normal. It's like I'm not doing what I used to do and getting what I've always gotten. I'm seeing things from a different perspective. I'm seeing things in a different way. And boom, it allows you to see this. So I don't feel like it's a manifestation. I feel like this is a destined, fated interaction, relationship. And I don't see how far it's going. I just feel like, because we're asking, what is this for? Is this meant to be? It's like, yeah, because they're helping be this beautiful mirror reflecting back to you the work that you've been working on the inside. And you're like, wow, so this is different. This feels different, coming in. And again, this is the Hermit's card, which is you have been doing your inner work, spending time with yourself, letting spirit guide you, connecting with your higher self, and your transformation of your emotions, where you were focusing on lower vibrational energies before. You really have been learning about your power of emotional choice, knowing that you're the one that gets to choose how you feel in each moment. And then the Two of Cups being reinforced on the bottom too, with the power of choice, that it allows you to say and see and feel how you want to, without all of this restriction of everyone telling you what things are supposed to mean, how I'm supposed to feel about it. And I like this. There's this beauty that comes in here with this. But again, it just feels so weird for you, right? You're just like, this feels so different. It feels uh great because it feels so free, but it's like when if you've been like during the pandemic, especially, you know, um when we spend a lot of time alone, and then you go outside your home, you're like, this feels weird because I feel like I'm not enclosed in. There's this openness of possibilities that's coming in here. Based on current energies, let's take a look here and see, is there future? Yeah, you do. You have the World card, which is abundance, victory, but ending of old cycles and beginning of new ones. And it's like a new adventure. But again, it's like there's this, the because what that's the last card in the major arcana, the World card is, and then you go into the Fool card and start all over at zero, which is this journey and adventure free of all these rules. Instead of going on a vacation that has every day planned, it's like this, I'm just going to go for a drive, and wherever I end up is where I end up, and I'll just get a hotel, or I'll sleep in my car. I don't know. It's just going to be an adventure. This is how I feel this is for you. There's not all of this, um, um, restriction and intention and expectations. It's just like, this free feeling of "C'est la vie." It'll be what it'll be, right? There's this wonderful, energy of that I feel is coming forward. So I feel like spirit's like, we don't want you to see the future of this, because part of what you're learning is just to flow with what is. Great gratitude for what is, but focusing in on you and your self love, and that everyone else is extra. And so this individual, it'll just be like, oh wow, not like I hope, I hope, I hope. It's like, if it happens, it does. If it doesn't, and we'll see what unfolds. I like this free feeling that's coming in for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Johanna. So woo-hoo-hoo. I know. I want to know what happens, but um it's like stay tuned for next week to see what unfolds in the life of Johanna. All right. So many blessings. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, Mia, you were up, and then Crow's Nest, you'll be up after that. So, Mia, thank you for your donation. Hello, dear. I am great. I hope you are doing great as well. Welcome, Johanna. So, are your words to F going to shift his life for good in a big way? And our connection? Let's take a look here and see. What do they want you to know here? Are your words going to shift them? Okay. Let's take a look here and see. I know, right? Hmm. 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 All right. Well, it looks like it does shift things for their life. And we'll talk about your connection here, because I do see here, I mean, it allows them to feel this Four of Pentacles, which the Four of Pentacles are these feelings of like stability in the outside world. It just feels like, I don't know wherever home is for them. I feel like they head there because the Eight of Cups is leaving behind emotion and relationships that don't support them anymore. And the World card is ending of old cycles, beginning of a new adventure. But I feel like it takes them back home, whatever that is. So I feel like your words kind of trigger them to return back to wherever this place is. It just feels like there's this exit of where they're at and where they're headed and where they want to go. It's like there's this trigger, because I do see here with the two the high priestess and the empress. I mean, two major arcana, very divine feminine energy. But this is like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture caring for themselves, this new beginning, and the stepping back and reflection. So this is like the stepping away from everything and the taking care of themselves. And I feel like this is what takes them home, because that's where they feel safe. That's where they feel they can reflect on life and where they're going. So all of these cards feel like there's this removal of themselves from whatever life that they're in, and they're like taking a sabbatical of some kind where they step away to really work on themselves. You have the Six of Cups, and this is when we talk about your connection. There's past life connections, and there's like this that's why you feel this draw to them, is because it goes so deep and goes so far back in many several lifetimes. And so there is this connection between the two of you that I don't feel like ends. I feel like it transforms. Let's just take a quick look here. We're getting nosy, of course. Let's just see here. Okay. Yeah, a lot of thinking. Okay. Yeah. So there is this, the King of Swords here who rules with the Queen over the Queen of Swords, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So the King of Swords, lot of thinking, a lot of stepping away, excuse me, and going into the head and possibly overthinking things, right? We've got we've got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups coming in as well. So, there is this, again, this connection between the two of you. It's a very important relationship, and it was destined for you guys to interact with one another, not necessarily, you know, um, become spouses or whatever, but it's a very important relationship. So there is an importance and a draw together where you're tied in this lifetime to not necessarily be with one another, but to spark things with one another, because it always brings you guys back to this Ace of Cups, which is your self love. and it turns you inward and upward, and you become the chalice where you get filled from spirit here, and you fill up and overflow out to the world. So it's like there's this the purpose of your connection between the two of you is to really reflect back to each other how you feel about yourselves so that you can see it and transform it, right? So I feel like they step away, that they go super internal into their head and their heart and really evaluating things. Um, but I feel like whatever you are seeing in this mirror is what's important for you. They're gonna go do their thing, and it's like, well, if this is what they're doing, then maybe that is a good idea for what we can do too, right? Really step away, go whatever home is for you, and go, I'm going to take some time away from everything to see things from a different perspectives, to see things um, with new eyes and a new heart, and see what your relationships both with romantically and crushes, um, what interactions with family, with coworkers, peers, schoolmates, and just go, what have they been showing me in my life? And I feel like that's an important piece here with all this coming together. It's very reflective, very revealing, but very freeing, and it does allow you to have this energy of this Ace of Cups where you do feel, whoops, wow, that was really bright. Feel full and overflowing like this chalice. So I like this for you, Mia. I feel like this is a very important time, a very pivotal time of your self-love and self-worth that just expands, and it brings in some amazing awarenesses and changes for you. Um, and whatever words um, that you have for F, say those to yourself and see how it resonates. May not resonate the same as them, right? But how does it, when you say that to you and maybe your inner child, it's like, how is that more true? And how does that apply to your life, right? It's like, okay. There's revelations that can come from it. Absolutely. You are very welcome, Mia. And thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And Crow's Nest, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. All right, Hugo, let's see what's gone on. When I realize now, I go, why does Hugo sound familiar? I used to have those little Hugos when I was young. I don't know if they're still around, but that's what I think I'm thinking of. Hugo, drive. Let's take a look here and see. So he got a hold of you. Will he meet today for drinks? Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. All right. Well, okay. Well, we've got here what first came out was the 10 of Pentacles. This feels abundance, overflow in the outside world. So I do feel like there is this, this new, this is victory in the outside world. So this feels like that you will, but I know, but on the other side, I feel like with the 5 of Swords, there is conflict in communication that comes up. So there's some supposed tos and shoulds. It's the battle of the small t truths, right? The battle of the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must. This is based on current energy, right? You can transform this though, from what I see here, because if you on the what's unknown is on the bottom of the deck is the 10 of Swords, which is if you let all the expectations go and you don't accept the battle, the invitation to argue, that you will have peace of mind and that there will be peaceful communication that comes in here. Um, because they will, they're going to try to prove that their small t truth that is rooted in fear is more truer than your truth. And what that does is has go, what did you just say? Yeah, on God. And um the fencing begins, the little battle of the swords begins. And that's why there's this energy here of, if you just reflect back here, if you stay in tune in this hermit mode, listening to spirit, trying to see things from a higher perspective, it allows you to see how you can not focus on the lower vibrational emotions, that you have this emotional power of choice here. You can still stand your ground, but you don't have to defend. And that's what this talks about here, is being aware of what emotions are bubbling up within you and realizing the trigger that's coming up here, especially when you meet for drinks. And if you drink alcohol, it lowers our filters, which makes attacks even more likely, because we're not thinking calmly. We're kind of uh, fogging up our thinking, and we're going to say things to each other that, right? So I feel like, yeah, they do meet. And if you are aware and maybe nurse your drink instead of have a bunch of them, and drink water, balance where you can maintain your side. You can't control them, but if they draw a sword and well, I could take this out and slice you up and dice you, knowing that on the inside that I will be the winner, um, that you're like, I'm gonna give them the gift of being right in the moment, you know, and go, I see where you're coming from. Okay, go on, you know, and acknowledge and allow them to communicate what's going on with them. But I feel like they're gonna enter already with like walls up and protection. I feel like they are preparing for an attack for some reason. So it's very interesting here. They've got fears that are activated, and let's see what those are about. Okay. Well, double card. Yeah, all of these thoughts and beliefs. I don't know if when we pulled cards on him before, wasn't he going through like a huge change of some sort, where, because this is Saturn Capricorn energy, where his like lifelong beliefs are being shattered and rattled in his life by his higher self and his shadow working in and working with each other. Um, to try to release some things from their past. So it does feel like they are very much in this change here. Yeah. Yeah, but they're on this journey for sure. Because they've got all of this, they're on this quest for finding their self-love and new opportunities and new passion. They're on this, you know, trying to find something new that's more in alignment with who they're becoming. So they've got all this stuff that's being shaken, all the stuff that's being shown to them with this devil card and all that. So I feel like that's why they're coming into here just like, okay, what's going to happen next? I feel like at every turn they've been having this, things, um, like I said, things being challenged, things being like tower moments, things being pulled away, things being brought to their face, because that's what that devil energy does. That's what the Saturn energy. It's like, you're going to do the work, but you're going to get a reward, but you're going to do the work, and it's like you cannot not see everything. And yeah, and this makes sense. The 5 of Wands coming in here too, which is a lot of conflict in their life that's transforming this energy. Well, very out of focus. See, that's the fog, the fogginess. Um, and yeah, seeing they're with this excuse me, 8 of Swords. They're beginning to flow and see what of their own thoughts and beliefs have blinded him and bound him, kept him trapped in the past, And you guys do have this 6 of Cups. It's been coming out, like, so much in readings, which has to do with past life connections. And so, you have this draw, you have this connection that you it's like, why do I feel like I know you so well? And it's because you've got lifetimes of interactions and memories and knowledge that you gleaned from one another in different roles, brothers, sisters, parents, children, enemies, heroes, with for each other and with each other. And yeah, several lovers too, in lifetimes. But there's all of this, that's there. I like this, for you. I know I like every reading for everyone because it's always perfect. It's always happening for us. But when you realize the change of what can happen with whether you accept the invitation to defend yourself because they're defensive, it's almost like when they're reminding me of when I worked in corporate life, how I learned the hard way myself dealing with so many callers when I managed an escalated call line. For my reps, I would tell them, you know what, you can, um, you know, control your emotions. Everyone wants to feel in control. It's our little inner child. When it feels unsafe, it wants control. So if you know you're in control, that at any moment you could say something to a customer like, "Well, if you pay your bills on time, you wouldn't get canceled." Explosion, right? We know what can say to really trigger and what buttons to push, and with your intuitiveness, you're like, "Oops, this will send them off, and I'm the winner." But no one wins in those battles, right? But when you realize you are the one that can make or break the conversation by smacking the bear in the face to make him roar. You can also choose to go like, I am in control, so I can let them feel in control so that we can communicate. My reps used to say, "That's manipulation." I'm like, "No, that's communication." If there's a wall, you can't hear between the wall, all you hear is mumbling. But if you help them bring down their wall, then you can have communication. And if that helps them bring down the wall by temporarily allowing them to feel in control, then that's all right. It's not manipulation, it's communication. And that can allow this smooth communication in there. So hopefully that helps. I feel like that, like I said, I feel like they're entering in battle mode because it's like they've been in a war and a battle all this time. Um, but going into it with that knowledge, going, all right, I'm seeing that they're coming out of battle, and so they're hyper defensive, right? All their senses are heightened, they're ready for an attack, and they're expecting you to attack them too. And so if you're just like, I'm not going to make any sudden movements, I'm not going to draw my sword, I'm not going to, um I'm going to be aware of the energy, and I'm going to go in with this energy of peace, and then they will drop their shields. It's like if you ever were a Star Trek fan, and if the Enterprise, the main ship of the movie, was in orbit around a planet without their shields up, and then like a Klingon vessel, or someone would come into orbit, if with their shields raised, if they raise their shields, then fight, 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 fight. But if they were like, wait a minute, Captain Kirk would be like, wait, don't raise shields. And then it was like, what happened? They didn't attack. And then they lower their shields too. And then they communicate. And there was progress instead of a battle. And that's kind of what I feel with all of that coming in. So hopefully that makes sense, Crow's Nest. Your guides are funny. They're like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, Star Trek, Star Trek, Star Trek." Yeah. So I like it. So they're showing me, if you choose to take a different way with this, a different approach to this, it'll be more balanced in this equal give and take communication, and then it ends up with the 10 of pentacles, like that original card you got, which is this, okay, this feeling of fullness and wholeness. So it doesn't just stop there, it will continue and make it feel like, okay, this is good, this feels whole and full. So I like it. All right, and that is what they have for you, Crow's Nest. So thank you again for your donation, and enjoy the drinkses. All right, many blessings. Ah, very good, Mia Mia. I'm glad you were able to get your full message there. All right. Hey, Melody, welcome to the channel. If you want to know how everything works, all that information is in the description box of the video of how all the free readings work. I do prioritize donations. I honor that energy exchange. And obviously, as you guys have seen, I go deeper into those. And let me just give these a little heart so I know that they are done and that I appreciate you guys. And I think that is it for the donations right now. So we are going to scroll up to oh, let me didn't do this for live. Here we go. All right. All right, so those are good there. So, and let me just bring this up. Looks like it's not scrolling all the way up. So we got Dijona. You are the first free reading coming up here. So many blessings to you. And let's see here. Whatever comes out. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Let's see what we got here. All right. Look at this. So you've got the King of not the King. You've got the King of Pentacles, but you have the Knight of Wands, which is this fast moving energy coming in here that's taking you to, excuse me, hiccup, to this scared me for a moment. No, the King of Pentacles is abundant, feeling this fullness of life, like you really whatever this thing that comes in for you here, any moment, it just feels like it's within moments, within, I almost feel like days is too much. I feel like today, tomorrow, you're going to get some information that comes in quick out of nowhere that brings this feeling of fullness and abundance in your life here. And I like it. The King of Pentacles learns so much about their life, and they go through the entire suit of the Pentacles, which does help them understand their worth in relationship to the outside world, and the meaning of the outside world and what it brings for us. And I just feel like the outside world just brings this sudden blessing, the sudden gift that comes in, that you're just like, wow, it just switches your whole perspective of what's going on in your life. I like this freedom that comes with it too. So it feels very, very I mean, what a great blessing, for sure coming in, but it just feel very like life changing. Yeah. And you have here, this came flying out, the Ace of Wands. It does give you this new drive and this new passion for life too. So it feels like a little bit of a hope feeling to it all too. It's like, if things have been feeling stagnant, or that life has been stacked against you, we all go through that. And especially with all this eclipse energy, it's very intense energy. It might make us uh in this place of life is working against me instead of for me. But then suddenly, here out of nowhere, flip, and it's like, oh, it is working for me. Now I get it all. I understand. It's like this big aha that comes in, where it just flips your whole perspective and gratitude for all the stuff that happened and why, because you see why things happened, if that makes sense. But that's what's coming in for you, Dajona. So many blessings for you. That's what they have for you right now. All right. So, Marie Jones, you are up next. So let's take a look here. You want a reading for next week, please? All right. You're welcome, Supernova, as my stomach growls. You were eating. I wasn't hungry earlier, but evidently I'm working up an appetite. Let's take a look here, Marie. See what is going on for you next week here. All right. Well, I like this. It feels like a week here where you've got this conflict, this energy of, I don't know, it feels a little conflicting, but just where there's some, I just like almost feel like at work or with individuals, there's just a lot of drama happening. But I don't feel like, I like this about you is like it's like you're observing, like this is all the drama, and you're just over there going, wow, look at that over there. And you have the Ace of Cups, which is this higher love, this sense of self where you're just kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to get involved in that gossip, that drama, all that stuff that's going on. And I feel like you are shielded from it all. And you're just like, it's all right. You've got, because you've got your higher self and your human self coming in here with the strength card. And you got the King of Swords, who is a big thinker, a master communicator. And I feel like you are just in this wonderful, calm place with whatever this drama is that's going, this conflict that's going on everywhere. And because you feel shielded from it, you're not in the defensiveness. You have this awareness of seeing it from outside of it all. And you're able just to go, it's like you're not that you're a moderator, but you are this, you're able to communicate um, just clearly and concisely and very well to where people are like, what did you just say? Because it's like, and it just helps de-escalate things. Because I think you kind of just mention this one thing to this party, mention this thing to that party, mention that to that party, and they're just like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from. It's like you bring them out of their fear, you help bring them out of their defensiveness. So whatever this is, you're very convincing with your communication next week, and you help um, diffuse like a bomb, like just drama. You help I wouldn't say eradicate, but you help bring it from a capital D drama to a small d drama. And it's noticed. And I like this for you because I feel like you're in this wonderful place of self-awareness this next week. So that's what's coming in, Maria. I love that for you. So many blessings to you. That is what they have. All right. Continue moving down the list here. And Grace 1111, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have an additional donation, so I shall return. Thank you, Supernova, for your additional donations. I appreciate you. So, what do your spirit guides think of you? Uh, what do they help you with in your life currently? Okay, yeah, let's take a look here. Well, it's like the only opinion spirit really has for us is, I love you, I love you, I love you unconditionally, right? And so that first of all starts off that way, you know, and we'll see what else they have here. But they have no judgment of us, which is an amazing thing. When I connect with spirit, it is so free. There's no opinion. Like they don't have any should, supposed to's, need to's, have to's, musts. And it's funny because the cards are 3, 2, 1, like a mini bowling pins, and they're showing me like they put up the little bumper things in the gutter bumpers. They're like, "We help you. This is what they're helping you with." They're like, "We put the bumpers to when you roll, you're going to hit pins. You may not get a strike, but they don't expect strikes from little children like us. This is how we our mentality and ability as humans is very much inner children our entire lives compared to the amazing, powerful, supernatural, intelligent, individual we truly are. And so the expectations they don't have any because they're like, you're children. It's like a 2-year-old bowling. Do you have high expectations? You're like, I just they have hope that we won't drop the ball on our foot and break it, right? That's very low bar is set for the human part of us. They're like, "You're on an adventure. There are no expectations. It's all unconditional love and support." I love the little if you don't, for those of you that don't know it, with bowling, you have gutters on either side that the ball can roll off into the gutter, right? But, here in the United States, they have these bumpers that can come out and fill them up to where the ball can't go in the gutter. It'll just bounce back and stay in the middle, right? Yeah. Yeah, they are full, right? I love it. So, um, so I like this, for you, because that's what they're doing. So let's take a look here. So the pin at the very front, yeah, the adventure is exactly our soul that's here without expectation, and they see life as this adventure, and they want to help you along the way. And so before you came down here, the 0 card represents, like, the soul, and so before you come down here, you talk to your spiritual support team, your entourage, and go, "Okay, these are all the things that I want to experience for sure, so please make those happen, and then anything else, I'll talk to you when I'm down there." And they're like, "Alright, go." High fives all around, group hug. Psh, we you know, a piece of us stretches out is a more better definition. It stretches out and goes into a human experience and veils. It doesn't cut off, it just veils, and it's like a two-way mirror. We can't see them, but they can see us. And until the mirror changes, right? So they are telling you that they're doing all those things, but don't forget to ask them if you've been seeing um, repeating numbers, synchronicities, and all that. Spirit doesn't like impose themselves on us. They honor our free will. They honor our power of choice, and they don't do things besides what we asked them to do before we came down here. They don't do things unless we ask them for it. But all that synchronicities and repeating numbers and all the stuff that what is spirit trying to get a hold of me? It's them behind us that they're just going, just to let us know they're there. Just so you know, all you have to do ask of your own free will for assistance, for answers, for guidance, and they're there. But they are waiting and honoring our choice. They're not going to go, well, if you do this, it'll da da da. They're like, they want to tell us all that stuff, but they honor it because they know that we came down here to really step into our power of I get to choose what this adventure is. And this is what this is. It's all the adventure that you're headed off to. And what are you choosing here? Let's see what else they have to add here. Yeah. Yeah, angel numbers all the time. So the inner conflict of your mind versus your heart. And, the tower card is, things are moved out of our life for us. These are the things that we've talked to them before we came down here going, now at these times in my life, I want these things to happen. And if by this time I haven't removed this, I need you to remove it for me, please. They're like, all right. So we have these this drop, dead times that things will be for us in order for us to, have this, right? Have the next fated event happen. So whenever we have things removed out of our life, just when we remember it's for us, I've asked this for me, we can understand that. And that's where the conflict of mind comes in between mind and heart is, we'll go on one side, oh, this is happening to me and have this victimhood. And then we're like, wait a minute. But if I look at it, life is happening for me. I can ask, why did I want this to happen for me? Why did I hire, these spiritual beings? Not that we have to hire them, but why did I hire them to do this for me? Because I've asked this, it's my name at the end of the bill of sale or the request, not theirs. And so we can ask ourselves, why, and I feel like that's what they're showing you is that they are doing the things that we've asked, right? Let's what else we have here. Yeah. Yeah, and here we are. Here's the Queen of Cups, which is the connection to the spirit world. We've got the Three of Pentacles, being true to your authentic self, and the Hierophant, which is the connection to the spirit world to understand the capital T truth of who you really are. So, they help you and they're available. Just if you use this Queen of Cups energy, which is your intuition and your connection to spirit, they will show you all of these things. We just have to ask, and I like that. So, if you can make it part of your practice of in the morning and throughout the day of, um, just asking of spirit, I invite you of my own free will to come meddle in my life. Bring me these answers. Can you show me this? Show me more of my authentic self. What do I need to know about my next path? Um, and they love to do that. They love communicating through all of us, and they, and through readers and like you'll communicate spirit and messages to people through your music. We're all communicating things to each other. We're all being channels of spirit, sometimes unbeknownst to us, sometimes intentionally, but they love when we communicate and we develop this relationship with them too, and grow all of that. So I like this. So your spirit guides, that's what they think of you. They love you, they support you, they have no judgment. They're excited to be along on your this beautiful journey, and whatever choice you make in their eyes is a perfect choice. And we like that, that flow of where you're going, right? And they help you, like I said, so they help you with everything that you've had before you asked to come down, and then anything you ask them, um, you know, um, in this lifetime too. So I like that. That's good. They don't throw shade. What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. But that's what they have for you, Supernova. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. Spiritual journey. No, I haven't done yours yet. I know, isn't it so cool? Kay, I've done some free readings. I haven't done yours yet. But I've done some. I just bouncing back and forth between them. So all right. So I love that. And again, thank you for your donation, Supernova, and enjoy that adventure. Don't forget to call on them for sure. All right. All right. So that is it for the donation. So we'll return back to the free readings. We left off with Grace 1111. And who is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, we've got some an interesting person heading towards you here. With this energy, I feel like it's someone that you had a falling out with, because I feel like there's some conflict, but there's new communication. So if there was someone that had like, you know, dove away, let's say dove away like, ah, because they avoid conflict. And I feel like it's someone that at the drop of a hat, um, will go into fight or flight mode, and they choose to flee. So they will ghost very easily, like, yeah, 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 yeah. And it takes time for them to come back, and they're frightened very fast. It's like they're showing me this cat that I house sat for, like, gosh, 30 years ago. That's funny. Um, and the owner said, "You'll hardly ever see them. You'll know that they're still alive by the food you put out will be gone by the next morning." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I almost feel they're showing me because it was a scaredy cat. I did see them. And then one day I walked in and they were like waiting for me. I'm like, "Well, hi." And they're like, "Bah!" And then they ran, you know. And that's what they're showing me here. That someone who's coming towards you, it's an important um relationship for you to experience. It's someone who, like I said, um just really um they're a great reflection because they, that can just really, like, after a while, grind on you, but they're allowing you to see, um, I wanna say an insecurity about yourself, because I don't feel like it's that expansive, but allows you to see some fears that you have within you, that they are just one part of some others, but it's their actions that pop up that help you look at that and go, okay, this isn't about me. This is about their fears. And I feel like, because you're aware that it's them that have fear, not about you, just about life, that you can give a little more brightness, a little more love, a little more patience and compassion with them, and it makes all the difference in the world for them, and it helps you realize what you can do with um, this fear that bubbles up, that you see you see a small piece of that inside of you. Theirs is huge, but you recognize a small piece within you that is a piece of a puzzle of other fears connected with others. Hopefully that all makes sense, Grace. I'm trying to explain it. So hopefully that makes sense, but that's who's coming towards you, but it's helps remove, like, you transition this with them, with this awareness, but that piece that's part of all this others, when you remove it, it starts the cards falling, this house of cards of fears. It's like one little that starts this wonderful transformation of this other huge fear belief in your life, that it just brings it's like the tip of the iceberg, and it helps you get to all the bottom of it, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, Grace. So I like it because it's just another step in the whole scheme that's coming in. So I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. So that is it for you, Grace. Many blessings. And Rishi, you'll be my next free reading coming up. But I did have a donation come through on Cash App. Hey, Kay, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. You're so gracious. And let's take a look here. And let's see, you have a question up above, or is it down below? Let's take a look here. Sorry, I didn't mean to clear my throat right in the microphone. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Kay. You can have a general love reading for sure. Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know. All right. All right. So 4121, if that means anything, because you got four cards that lead to one, that leads to two, that leads to one. And we'll see what all this means. All right. Wow, you have been in a beautiful period of self-reflection, and I really like this for you. Because you've got the Hanged Man, which is like a cocoon for me. So this transformation, right? Seeing things from a higher perspective, and this transformative energy, and I like that because you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, and this harvest. And so this is the time. It's like you're the butterfly. You're not at caterpillar stage. You're not in that caterpillar juice stage, because at one point the caterpillar, like, it loses its outside and it just becomes caterpillar juice in the cocoon to transform into this beautiful butterfly, right? And I feel like this is at the time here, because also reiterating here during this cocoon with this page of swords, you've been looking at what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets um, deceived you, stole opportunities and things from your life. There's also this transformation of, I want to say, of these pains that you experience because of other people's deceit and other people's stealing things from your life, and out of your life. And so you've really faced these. And I feel like there's a lot of ownership that you've taken in your life too around um, knowing, like, whatever I put out is what draw, what was drawing to me. And you understand that a lot of what you experienced in others was this, they were mirrors for you. And it's like there's this forgiveness, there's this release of others for being the mirror reflecting back, how dare you show that to me. Now it's like, okay, thank you for showing that to me. And I love this transformation. Let's see where this is taking you here. Yeah, I love it. King of Wands. So, the King of Wands, of course, stands in their power. It's like the Magician card, where you're realizing your power. And like I was saying, you're realizing whatever you focus on is what draw to you. Like attracts like. And there's some great energy with that, because you get to, the little salamander protects you from your choices and your risks. And you understand that whatever you are focusing on, I am drawing to me. And so I realize, with this card, that, the king learns a lot through the entire suit of the wands. But a huge thing that he shares with us is that, if I focus in on my um what I fear, what I hate in my life, what I feel is missing, then I expand that, like a little kid going into a donut shop and pointing at, in the case, the little case where all the donuts are, pointing at what I don't want. I get dozens of it. I'm like, I hate those donuts. Well, the baker says, excuse me, point out what you do love in your life, and I'll bring you more of that instead. And so there's this power that comes with this of, like, I'm going to grow what I want in my life and what I will bring into my life. And I love this. It's very entrepreneur, emperor, magician energy combined of, I'm going to make my choices. I know what I've been told, all these advisors and opinions about stuff, but I'm going to step forward. And regarding love, this is all about, I get to choose. I don't have to try to fit into the mold of everything I've been told of my life. I get to choose who I'm going to be. I'm going to live my passion, and I'm going to find someone that loves my passion and the things that I have passion about. We become passionate together, and we're going forward. So there's this, the kings are divine masculine energy, which is all about, like magician, I'm going to manifest, I'm putting forward, I'm going to head in direction I want. Not the divine feminine, which is, I don't feel there's anything I can do, so I'm going to open up and wait for the universe to bring it to me. This is like, no, it's about taking action, getting out there, living your passion too. And I really love this with this energy for UK, because it's like, um not focusing energy on trying to find love or passion, but living your passion. So doing the things that you love, and when you're expressing and you're glowing because you're living your passion, doing the things that you love, that's where you meet someone who's also glowing, doing something they love, and you're just like, "Hey, hey." And, the examples like if you like doing pottery and you go to a pottery class or you go somewhere where you can, do this pottery and use their wheels and their kiln and all that, and you're working on it and someone else, and you're like, you start out this conversation with someone as you guys are working on your pottery, and you're like, "Hey, do you want to go to lunch, or do you want to grab a coffee? I'd like to continue this conversation," because you guys are really interested in this passion around pottery and clay and this creativity, and then zap, you guys are just drawn together. So I love that. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I get excited. But I love this for you because you got the 10 of wands, which the 10 of wands is like, you know, harvest. You got two harvest cards here with the Empress too. And again, with all of these other cards you had, there is this, fruition, this abundance that's coming towards you. But the 10 of wands also is like, okay, we've been investing our energy in a bunch of places, but now, here the king of wands comes in to have a singular focus of living a certain passion of your life. And that's what's important, instead of investing your energy in all these things, trying to find love or fullness or whatever. It's like, what I love to do, what makes my heart feel full, like in my example, is pottery, and I'm gonna look for a pottery place because I don't have a kiln and I don't want all the mess at my house. Or you have a place that's too small or whatever for having all the pottery wheel and all the other things that we do. And you're like, I'm gonna find this place and we're going to, do this, right? And I like this. There's this beautiful, again, with this change here of super focusing your energy and doing what you love. That's where this new beginning, this passion comes in, sensuality. And again, these are like sister cards, because the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress represent Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, being true to yourself and living your love in your life. So I like all these coming in here. And then, lastly, there's this beautiful transformation. Again, transformation of your energy. So I really like this, coming in here for you. The five of wands shows this transformation of energy that starts off like fear and conflict, that transforms into this beautiful, passionate love of life, I feel, for you here. So I like that. Yeah, and you can absolutely ask about the guy you just ended things with. And let me take a quick sip here. Let's see what we got coming in here. What about this guy? This guy. What does spirit wants you to know about this? Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I get you. Sorry, I feel like there's something on my ear. You forget, like you have a cobweb or something. Maybe I need to dust. I see what happened here, and this is what spirit wants you to know. You've got the Tower card, which is, people, get moved like out of our life on purpose, for a purpose. You know, our ideas around marriage, our ideas around this because this is like the marriage card and joy and commitment. We've got new ideas that are coming in here, and higher ideas, more clarity around what we truly want and what we truly deserve in this type of celebration and this type of thing here. So, there is this, they're like, yeah, if you hadn't removed them out of your life, they would have been removed out of your life because they did serve their purpose in bringing you clarity. Sometimes we have examples of what we don't want come into our life, and it does bring clarity. We do see here a little bit of time here. Again, we've got this, the hermit card, which is about stepping back, connecting to your higher self. Again, that the uh, hanged man, seeing things from a higher perspective. And here, like I talked about, because it's time for you to step forward, the magician, the ending and the beginning. You've got all of this energy coming in here. It's like stepping into your power, this rebirth that you're going through with that cocoon, which brings new opportunities into the outside world. But the Ace of Pentacles also is about seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. Yeah, I get that for sure. It, you know, I feel like you've learned a lot through it though too. I feel like one of the big things that you learn, um, and that you're seeing is that because you're so intuitive, because you can really read people so well, uh, you get to see the possibilities of who someone could be, right? And you see it so deeply that you're like, "Uh-oh, I fall in love." And I used to do the same thing where I would fall for who I saw the possibilities of who they could be, but it didn't mean that's who they were gonna become. It was more, a possibility. But when we learn to look at people will show you who they are, and it's like believe that. And then we don't have that disappointment of going, oh, you could have been so much, but maybe they will a decade from now, but you're like, I'm not willing to wait that long. So I love this freedom that's coming in here, for UK, because it does feel very transformative. Let's take a quick look at your career too here. If you're going to work, is it going to work out with this new job? Let's see what we have here. I didn't mean to breathe that deeply. Wow. um, I feel like you're going to end up going somewhere else. I see here with these four cards coming in here. You've got it starts off with the high priestess, which is like the hermit, which is stepping back and stepping out. Um, you know, um, this um she steps away from the chaos, goes to her high priestess temple, is able to see, um things more clearly, connecting to the high realms, looking behind the scenes, diving deep. And I feel like, and here comes this, the 7 of swords here, which is showing again the what of your own thoughts and beliefs have cheated you out of opportunities, in and I feel like it's has to do with communication, because here's joy and celebration here at work. This person wasn't at your work, were they? That you just ended it with. But I feel like with this King of Swords, they use this Ace of Swords to see things from a higher perspective, to see what you truly want. And you're looking at kind of like what you thought brought you joy in career doesn't, right? You're realizing it was the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, the responsibility and all these opinions that were given to your life of, no, this is what you should be, need to be, have to be, must be, blah, blah, blah. And I do feel like you've been dropping some of those and you're like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And I just feel like this big transformation you're in is allowing you to see this things from a different perspective, that higher perspective. It's impacting each area of your life. And I just feel like this whole I want to live and not exist is flooding into your relationships, is flooding into your work and everything. And you're just like, I'm tired of existing and I want to live, live, live. Right. And I feel like the job, I feel like you leave it for something more in alignment here that is more of a balance between your heart and your mind. Here's the Queen of Swords. So you had the King of Swords. A lot of, maybe the job you chose had a lot to do with how you thought things were supposed to be, need to be, and have to be, etc. Um, and you can look in here and see, well, you might see if there's a way out of it here, because there is this balancing of your heart and mind, or is there a switch of position or change, because this comes in fast and furious. It comes in out of nowhere, and maybe there's this new opportunity that opens up something that's more in alignment. But I feel like if you look for it and balance your head with your heart, that you can see this option, in that there's something in your contract that allows you to switch locations, positions. It's like something that's more in alignment with your heart, that makes your heart happy, that you can do this. And if not, still, I feel like throughout it all, you are really, yeah, you have the 7 of Cups here, yeah, and the Page of, yeah, you've got all this in the bottom here of the deck, which is you figuring out what you really want in your heart, and then there's this new passion, this new drive, and you're able to find something that's more, that makes your heart sing and feel full as well. So I do like that. I do like that for you. Um, so yeah, definitely be on the lookout. And even if it's not within the same company, there might be something where if you break the contract, you have to pay something or whatever, but it's almost like when you go off to do what you love, it's either within the same company, or if it's outside of it, they have a signing bonus that just takes care of, you know, the penalty for the other thing. They're like, "It's okay, we'll pay that. We want you, so we'll pay that," kind of thing. Whatever it is, it just feels like, because you're making these choices for you, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing your life, making your choices, living your passion, that things are just flowing like crazy for you. I like this, but it just takes you stepping forward, going, all right, enough. I want this. Boom, it happens. I want this. Boom, it happens. Because you're really, with the Magician and the King of Wands energy, you're really focusing on what you want, and the clarity of it all is great, right? All right. Yeah, you're so funny. And then your final question. I mean, you made a very large donation. Thank you so much. So I appreciate your generous donation. So we definitely will pull these for you. All right. And then I do have Amy. You'll be up next. All right. So, okay. Let's see. Why is your ex trying to reach out again? Right, right, right. What is going on? Let's see what's going. What does spirit want you to know about it, right? But I like this time of your life. It's just like, ugh, just tired of existing, and I'm ready for this change that comes in here. All right. All right. Well, they've been doing a lot of thinking. Here's the High Priestess and the Page of Swords. So they've been thinking about a lot of their supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, and that type of thing. So it's like, okay, I get it. I get it. But what have they been thinking about? Uh-oh. Well, they've been thinking about, underneath the core of everything, they have the questing of their worth and relationship to the outside world that's here. And here's the Page of Swords. So they're reaching out to really evaluate what their worth is in relationship to the outside world. They've got this 7 of Wands, which is kind of like standing their ground in a way, but they're wanting to shine and be themselves. We do have a little bit of hanky panky with the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is, um, well, just call it. X sex, right? They're wanting this, this passion they have that they wanna express, and it's like, yeah, but, I feel like all of this is about them, and this isn't about you, It's like they are making these evaluations of themselves, and it feels like they're just on this search to make themselves feel good about themselves, and they've been thinking about, of course, the things and that when you guys were together that made them happy, and the attraction that they have, the physical attraction, and that's what's great with when people are exes, we have X'd out expectations too for a moment. And that's why when we get back together in intimacy with uh, exes, it feels so different because um, we've let all expectations go or expect bad and then it's good. And then, the interaction is like, well, maybe we should get back together. We get back together, the expectations get implemented, and then explosions again of, fighting and everything else. You're like, oh, I should have known better. But there's all this going inside of them, and I feel like spirit is waving you off. They're like, no, no, no. And then I'm going to end your reading here with a card here from an oracle card from the Whispers of the Lord Ganesha, and let's see what they have here for you. Yeah, so we've got healing, card number 36. Beautiful card here. It says the true essence of your soul is one of complete health. And Ganesha is pictured in the card sitting on a peacock. And the peacock feathers have been used in curative remedies for thousands of years in across countless traditional cultures. They're said to carry spiritual, medicinal energy that can assist people seeking balance and healing in their lives. The challenges of daily life can throw you out of balance with the truth of your being. It is easy to get caught up in the daily grind and in the general feeling of lack. Remember that you were created from the perfection of divine light and love. Your physical body is simply a shell that covers your soul. True healing is only possible when you take responsibility for your own well being on this earth and your self empowerment. See yourself as complete, healthy, and whole. Ganesha prompts you to believe that you truly are capable of handling any matters of health or relationships without blame and with integrity and grace. Wow, I love that. Beautiful, beautiful card. And that's what they have for UK. So thank you again so much for your donation and many blessings to you. All right. And Amy, you are up next. So Amy, I think you saw you. You are very welcome, Kay. All right. So Amy, you want to know, will L and you be lifelong romantic partners? All right. Thank you for your donation. Let's take a look here. All right. So we've got this balancing that's happening here. You've got the hanged man, which is seeing things from a higher perspective, and the justice card has this ace of swords, which allows you to see things from a higher perspective and cut away fears and bring in this balancing. I almost this feels like off and on type of energy because you do have here passion that comes in here. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and you have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups does say it's an important relationship in your life, but I feel like it's there's this energy here of you being like by yourself and then them there and then you being by yourself and then they're there and there's this passion that ignites between you guys. Let me see if I can do this right. And it just kind of goes back and forth between the two. I don't feel like there's this type of commitment coming in here. I just feel like it's let me see why okay, well, oh, yeah, well, that makes sense. So, they do have there's a lot below the surface here that goes on with them. A lot that's hidden that's not really that they don't share and unknown, but that brings them to this place of the Fool card where they like their life full of adventure, and maybe they're an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's this childlike energy where they love to be free and they don't want these restrictions. They don't want to hear the word no. They want to hear, yes, let's go do this. Let's go do this. Not a lot of intention, not a lot of restriction. And I feel like that's what keeps them kind of like as soon as they feel it's they're showing me, I don't know why they always show me a little rabbit that we're trying to box, right? We have the little stick with the string and the box that's holding it up and there's a carrot in there and the bunny rabbit hops up and gets close and then it gets scared and it runs away. It bumps up. It's like because it sees it and goes, I see the box that's gonna fall on me. This could be all in their head. It cannot even be anything you're doing, but they have this all these expectations that they feel like that's what comes with a relationship, a committed relationship. And the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. It's this long drawn out thing, but it's like the fruit, when's the fruit gonna grow? And that's what I feel with all of this is that they've got this fear of commitment because it's the fear of failing commitment because that's all they saw, I feel like, growing up. They got a lot of rules and supposed tos and shoulds that were given to them, and they've had relationships where they tried and all they were told is what a disappointment they were, and you're not doing it right, you're not doing this, and they don't. So because of that, they just try to avoid it altogether. If it's like that little rabbit, how they stop and they stick their nose up in the air and they're like, I think I smell something. They take off like a jackrabbit. And you're like, okay, there they go. They got scared again. And then you go about your alone time and stuff. And then here they come, hopping back, getting close. So that's what I feel like with the current energies with that, Amy. Um, yeah, lifelong, but not continuous. It's like pew, 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 pew. It's like a rubber band, in and out, here and gone, here and gone, here and gone. So you're like, okay, well, that explains a lot. Yeah, it's like spirit, maybe a different direction with new information. You're like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, if it happens to fit into my life in between any relationships I have, it could be fun just as long as you know not to expect a whole lot from it, right? And that's actually what they want is not expecting a whole lot from it. So that is funny. But awareness is what it's all about, right? So thank you again very much, Amy, for your donation. So many blessings to you. And I'm going to be on for about 20 more minutes. Try to get through as many free readings as I can. But I do I've been kind of coming back and completing free readings in the afternoon. I can't do that today. I have some scheduled readings, which I'm excited about, and I have an errand I have to run. And by the time I do all that, I'm going to be getting ready for my evening session. So if I don't get through for your free reading in this session, um, I'll be back in what it's 12:30, 5.5 hours for my evening session. So please, come back for that. If not, I'll be here also tomorrow and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then also tomorrow night at so tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So um, that is the skinny. All right. So, Rishi, we had left off with you with the free readings, and so you'd like a general reading. Absolutely. Well, I like this here. We've got the temperance card, which is the alchemy, the cups going back and forth as the water goes back and forth. Beautiful things are unfolding. And I love this combination because I know it feels like forever that it's been taking to, you know, for this to come to fruition. It is a kind of a patience card. And the Nine of Wands is they have a bandage on their head because they've been trying to get through this energy block, but they've been hitting their head up against it for so long. But this shows that you're stepping into your power. You have this here, and it's opening up where there have been barriers before. There is this movement and this opening up that allows you to step through it now. So you're going to be seeing here this alchemy. It's getting closer and closer to becoming gold. It starts off as just a base metal in that, and as it goes back and forth, it just expands more and more and more. Every time it goes, it's like becoming more and more, turning into gold. So I like this, and I feel like it's like a keep going, don't give up, keep going. It's going to be worth it. So I like it for you. It's like um, it's an encouraging card. It's like if you, um, it's like if you're ever going up like a spiral staircase, and it's like in a glass building, right? And if you're when your eyes are open, you don't realize the progress you're making as you go up the spiral staircase because you're with yourself all the time, right? But if you had closed your eyes and went up 3 floors and suddenly opened your eyes, you're like, whoa, look how much progress I've made. And so there is this reflection too with, try to look at yourself a year ago and be like, wow, look how far I've come. Look at yourself 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, all of these levels that you've gone up and you've changed in your life. You can look at it and go, wow, I am different. And it's like a kind of a celebration from spirit too. Celebrate what you've accomplished. Look how far you've come. Take a moment to take a deep breath, look back and go, wow. And then continue up because it is worth it. So I like it. Right. That's what they have for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. All right. And soul searching vibe. You are up next. So October month for you. Let's see what they want you to know here. All right. So you do have some conflict here that gets sorted that brings a new spark into your life here. There's this conflicting thoughts and beliefs. I feel like this is more internal than external because it's like your heart and your mind are battling, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like you have these decisions to make, but you haven't been able to make them because you're kind of going back and forth. And there's, it's like it's almost equally balanced where you're like, I don't know what to do because I can see that point, I can see that point, but I don't know which to choose. It's like you're on this path, fork in the road. You can't continue going forward. You have to go one or the other. And what Spirit is saying here with this Ace of Wands too is, of course, whatever you focus on is what you draw in, like attracts like. But there's also this you're not able to make a decision because you have missing information. And once you know something, it'll be an easy decision to make. And Spirit is saying you can use that magic wand to ask Spirit, if you've been seeing a lot of synchronicities or numbers, whatever. It's like spirit behind you, making themselves known. We're here. You can ask them, say, can you give me guidance on which one? Give me the information I need so that the decision is obvious. And you're going to get information, makes it an obvious decision to make. And then that Ace of Wands is the spark that you're like, oh, okay, I'm heading this way. And then you head off onto this next stage of your journey. And so I like this. So don't be afraid. You are worthy to ask them of their support, and they will definitely do that. All right. So that's what they have for you, soul searching vibe. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Malhotra, hello, hello. Guidance for your upcoming competitive exam in November. Absolutely. Wow, you get one card and it makes total sense. It's look at it as an adventure, right? There's this beautiful, this is the first card in the major arcana following the world card, which is the ending of old cycles and the beginning of something new. And the full card is going about things without expectations, without supposed to be, should be, need to be, without the small t truths of fear. And so when it's a competitive exam, of course, what does competition do? It puts us into fight or flight mode. And it's like judging. There's when we look at testing, this book by Louise Hay is a wonderful book if you guys have ever read it. But there's this wonderful thing that talks about, you know, if we're taught as children that um test results, here it is, said, did you understand that tests and grades were only to see how much knowledge you had at a given time? Or were you a child who allowed tests and grades to measure self-worth? And the message from Spirit is not to use measurements. It's competitive, it's this, but it's like, we don't have to have it define us. It's just information. And when we go about going, this exam, I'm going to study for it. I'm going to use my brilliant brain. I'm going to absorb as much as I can. I'm going to go do my best. And wherever the um, things unfold is how things unfold. But it's regardless, it's not going to define me. It's just information. I get to choose what it means. Not people are like, oh, I did better than you. It's like, that doesn't have anything to do with you. That has to do with them. And you're like, okay, so knowing that whatever unfolds does unfold for your highest good always. And but if you go into it with fear, then what happens is you're cut off from your memory, you're cut off from your intelligence, and it's a little 2-year old and their pet cat. So as you're going forward, the guidance is to try to take away the meaning of this exam about your worth. Allow it to be just an adventure, an experience to see what knowledge you have, and then whatever unfolds will unfold, right? When you don't attach to the outcome, your worth to the outcome, and you enjoy the journey and the adventure, you can do the best that you can, and that's going to be perfect. And whatever the results are going to take you to your next stage. And if it's if you're not if it's not part of your journey to have this exam do something, then it's nudging you to go a different direction, right? Or to study more for the next one. And it's delays and nudges in different directions are always for us. And when we go about it that way, we live with our fullest intelligence because we're connected to our intelligence. We're not in fear, connected to a 2-year old and a pet hissing cat. You don't want them taking a test, right? So that's what they have for you, Kritika. So many blessings to you. And best of luck. You don't need luck, but best of luck to you. All right. So many blessings to you. And have another one come in here. All right. Thank you so much, Amy, for your additional donation. Let me see here. I don't. Oh, there you go. So is it best for you to cut L out of your life? Because, spirit, they don't have any shoulds. There's no shoulds or supposed tos or need tos or anything like that. Um, so, it's like, is it for my highest experience to cut them out of my life? And let's take a look here and see what else they want you to know. And thank you again. If I didn't thank you for your additional donation, I really appreciate all of your love and support and your purchasing of readings too. Um, very grateful. Let's see what we got here. With this information, it does feel like it is for your highest here. You got the Queen of Wands. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, and I feel like it is telling you here about movement. Sorry, this isn't. Come on, there it goes. Well, so you got the Black Cat and the Ace of Wands here, which is about connecting to spirit and trusting that they will guide you on your path here. But you do have Empress and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is movement, and you have the Empress here too, which is about new beginnings, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and nurturing yourself, right? Um, so, we've got this here, and you've also got new opportunity coming in that leads to marriage. So definitely feel like that is like this ending, and that there's something much more in alignment that's going to be offered to you. So I feel like it is, clearing that space out of your life will be good. Would end up, being in your highest experience. Yeah, because there's just disappointment. Expectations equal disappointment, but I just feel like that they're not going to bring you what makes your heart feel full. It's just going to be like a little pincushion, just over and over and over again. I just don't feel like they're able to bring you what what would benefit you, in your life, with that. So really, really, really clear message there. Sometimes they're a little iffy of, you could or couldn't, but this one's just like, yeah, there's something much better in alignment with your heart. You deserve to be with someone like yourself, right? And I like that. You're very welcome, and thank you for your additional donation. Hey, spiritual journey, I don't think I'm going to get to you because I'm only going to be on for about less than 8 minutes, and you are still further down the list here. I'm just going to be able to do a few more here, and then I'm going to end up closing out. But I will be back here at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which it's almost 1, so that's 5 hours away. So if you guys can come back about an hour before, I will put out an announcement of my session, and you can jump in and get in line early if you so wish. And if you have your announcements set to all for being subscribed to my channel, then you'll get notification of that. All right. And apologies to everyone that I wasn't able to get to. Normally, I've been like coming on in the afternoon, but I've got a packed afternoon, and I'm not going to be able to get to any more readings before I get to my evening session. So um, I, uh, I have to deal with my guilt of that. That's my guilt to carry. So, Smooth Life, you are up next. You'd like a love reading. So, let's see here what spirit would have here for you. All right. Well, there is this new love that is going to be offered here to you soon. There is this mental and heart conflict, though, that kind of precedes it. And it's really getting to know what is it that your heart truly wants, not what your mind has told you, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, a must about it. There's this clarity that comes in because when we have our old beliefs of like, this is what a relationship is supposed to be, when it's the same thinking, we're going to do what we've always done and get what we always have gotten. But there's this transformation, this change of belief and mindset around love that allows you to raise your love vibration. That's also the Page of Cups, is raising your self love allows you to draw in different experiences that reflect that. Because when we're vibrating at a lower vibration, we are going to bring in, you know, mirrors that reflect that, and that doesn't work out so well usually because lower vibrational people and experiences are lower vibrational. Betrayal, disappointment, arguments, fear, battle, pull back, but as we find our self-love and open it up, we have this great amount of love that, we're able to give and receive. So that is what is coming in for you, Smooth Life, right now. So many blessings to you. All right, everybody. Let me see here. I'm headed out, Kat. I will be back. And for anyone that would like to join as a praying mantis member, that's where I'm headed off for here in a moment. After every one of my free sessions, I do have a special session just for my praying mantis members. And there's just a couple of handfuls. And so we're able to do a lot of readings and even do past life readings and all sorts of fun stuff. We also have a special Q&A on Thursday nights for 2 hours from 6 to 8, where we ask questions of spirit, do get into astrology, and we do a bunch of questions and think about things and great conversations. And you also have advanced access to my Moon Day Mondays, my Take 10 with Tuesdays, and my What's Up Wednesdays, where we have pick a cards too, and you get the advanced access to all of those. Also, I do have a monthly drawing, so if you'd like to get into that, the Praying Mantis and also the Zen Cricket members, there is a special drawing at the end of the month for the members too. But there's two other ways to win besides membership. In that, if you want to check those out, it's $7.99 a month, by the way, for the Praying Mantis membership, which is what, $2 a week. So if you're interested in that, all that information is down below. If you need answers before tonight, I do have a ton of pick a cards out there available. So if you go to my main channel, then you can follow your heart, and I have some playlists by partnerships, romance, career, abundance, all of those things. This week's pick a card was we went to the Egyptian pyramids on a meditation and then had to pick a cards around it as well. The Take 10 with Zen this week was all about the good day and how we can look at transforming what good is and changing our day. And then also every Monday, like I said, we have a Moon Day Monday that talks about the energies of the moon, and happy Cancer moon, where the moon is in Cancer right now. So if you're feeling very emotional, the moon rolls over Cancer sign. So it's a very emotional energy. So if you feel it, you can look at that too. And I do have 50% off most of my services for the rest of the year. I know, because I love you guys and I wanted to give back some more. And so, like a pre-recorded personal reading, which is where you send me a email with your questions, and then I videotape it, upload it to YouTube, send you a private link that you can only access via the link. And like a 15-minute personal recorded reading is $5. So you can check out all the pricing in the description box of the video if you're interested in that. Then my Hedges of Peace and Love and my Wish Upon a Star Astro readings are also a half off. All the links to what those things are, all in the description box of the video. So if you're interested in any of those things, then those are all available. So I think that was everything that I wanted to mention here before I head off to my praying mantis session. Again, apologies to everyone I wasn't able to get to on the free readings. Didn't get through a ton of them, but I do live off of donations. And so all the free stuff that I'm able to give away is because of the donation. So I definitely appreciate all of you that are able to do that. Those of you that cannot give donations, of course, I do appreciate that you can give you can give a thumbs up, which helps spread the Zen love, and then that you attend and watch the videos and my other videos, sharing my videos with others. I appreciate all of that as well, because I wouldn't be doing this without all of you. I'd just be sitting here shuffling cards. And so thank you for trusting me and connecting with spirit, and for all the love and all the support. And I will see you guys soon. So, like I said, I will be back tonight in about 5 hours. And an hour before that, I do put out an announcement, and you can jump in early and get on the waiting list for that. So, again, apologies for everyone that I did not get to. And know that as you guys are going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're at in the world. And until I see you, much love to you. You hang in there, and you guys take care. We'll see you.